Dear students, today I am posting my next video on objective type of questions on the topic robotics, which comes under applications of electronic engineering. So this is the sixth part of this subject. So we'll go to the part 6. Now these objective type of questions can be asked in your Dcet exams. Now let's start with the first question. Question number 101. Which of the basic parts of a robot unit would include the computer circuitry that would be programmed to determine what the robot would do? Now, the parts given in the option are sensors, a controller, arm, and end effector. So, out of these, sensors behave as the sensors, external and internal, which can sense the status of the inside operation or the outside world and give the information to the controller. So here if you are having sensor will give information to controller. Okay, now controller will be your CPU, which will be designed using a controller. It is like a digital computer. Now that will process the information given by the sensor by a program which is already written for that particular action, and depending on that it will give its output to the actuators. Output will be given to the actuators which will drive the application output. So the part in which a computer circuitry is included and it can be programmed, out of these four options, it is answer B, which is called as controller. So here you can see the definition of a controller. A controller, that is the digital computer, which contains both the hardware and the software, acts as a controller to the robot. A controller functions in a manner which is same to the human brain. With the help of a controller, the robot is able to carry out the assigned tasks. A controller directs and controls the movement of the manipulator and the end effector. In other words, a controller controls the robot. So here the option controller will be the right answer. So option B, a controller, is the right answer here. Then we'll go to the next question, question number 102. For a robot unit to be considered a functional industrial robot, typically, how many degrees of freedom would the robot have? Okay, now degrees of freedom is the way you're going to move, whether you're going to move in a straight line or whether you're going to move in a rotational position. So that will decide how many ways you can move. So if you see that, if you go to that concept, degree of freedom basically refers to the number of ways in which an object can move. Now simply if we put, there are two fundamental means of movement, translation and rotation. One is straight and one is rotational. Okay, so this is a translation, this is a straight movement, so it can go up and down, front and back. Okay, and this will be a rotational movement. Now a translation movement can be further divided into forward, backward, left, right, up and down. Similarly, rotation movement can be divided into pitch, yaw, and roll. These are the type of rotational movement. Now, what are these exactly rotational movement? You can find out from this diagram. But before that, we see that a translation is of 3 types and rotation is of 3 types. So 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. So there are 6 degrees of freedoms. Okay. So here you can see the blue line here shows up and down movement here. This is up and down movement. Okay. Now this is back and forward movement. This is back and forward movement. And this is right and left movement. This is right and left movement. These are translation movement. If you see rotational movement, this is called as roll. This type of rotation is called as roll. This type of rotation is called as yaw. And this rotation in this direction will be called as pitch. So totally there are So here you can see answer. For a robot, you need to be considered a functional industrial robot. Typically, how many degrees of freedom would be there? So basically, there are two. One is translation and one is rotational. Translation can be of three types and rotational can be of three types. So 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. So the answer will be 6. Six type of degrees of freedom you have. Then we'll go to the next question, question number 103. The number of movable joints in the base, the arm, and the end effectors of the robot determines what? Okay, so the number of movable joints will determine the degree of freedom, how it is going to move. So degrees of freedom. So how it is going to move in straight, how it is going to move, and in rotational, how it is going to move. That will be decided by number of movable joints in the base, arm, and the end effectors. Next, we'll go to the next question, 104. Which of the following terms is not one of the 5 basic parts of a robot? Now, if you see the basic parts of a robot, then you can understand which of these options is not there in that basic part. Okay. So here the options given are peripheral tools, end effectors, controllers, and drive. If you go to see the concept of 5 basic parts, a robot includes 5 main important parts. Those are called as a controller, which is the brain. Then you have arm, robot arm. Then you have end effector. Then you have drive and sensor. Okay, so these are the 5 main parts of a robot. Now, out of this 5, which is not there, or the options given in the question which does not contain this main part. So let's see that. So here the options were given as peripheral tools, end effectors, controller, and drive. And from this, the option A is not the basic part, because here you can see the basic parts are controller, arm, end effector, drive, and sensor. So option A will be the answer, which is not the basic part of a robot. So peripheral tool is not the basic part of a robot. Then we'll go to the next question, question number 105. Which of the following terms refers to the rotational motion of a robot arm? So a rotational motion of a robot arm. So we have seen that in that we have 3 types of rotational movement, and those are called as pitch, yaw, and roll. Now, if you see these options are given in the question, the roll is the answer because pitch, yaw is not mentioned here. So which of the following terms refers to the rotational moment of a robot arm is roll. So option D will be the right answer, that is roll. Then we'll go to the next question, question number 106. A robot is a, option A is programmable, option B is multifunctional manipulator, option C is both A and B, and option D is none of the above. So obviously it is programmable, where you can write a program for every task, and it is also multifunctional. It can do many functions. So multifunctional manipulator and programmable, both are the features of a robot. So option C will be the right answer here, both A and B. So both A and B is the right answer. Then we'll go to the next question, question number 107. The main objectives of industrial robot is what? Or the main objectives are what? So option A is to minimize the labor requirement. That is true. It will minimize the labor, the human power. To increase productivity, fine. It is going to have a good efficiency and it will increase the productivity. Option C, it to enhance the life of production machine. Yes, obviously it will enhance the life of production machine. So all the above are the objectives of industrial robot. So all the above is the answer here, option D. Then we'll go to the next question, question number 108. Match the following. So there are 2 parts given here. One is robot part and the other one is function. So the first robot part mentioned is manipulator arm, which is A in the first option. A is manipulator arm. So manipulator arm does what? So options are here, 1, 2, 3, 4 are given. So out of these 4 options, manipulator arm does the number of degrees of freedom of movement. That is option 3, number of degrees of freedom of movement. Okay. Then option B is a controllers. Then in that a controller, we can have from these options, we can have an answer where is answer 4, delivers commands to the actuators. Then C is drives. Now from this we can have the answer 2, which moves the manipulator arm and the end effector. D is a gripper. So the remaining is answer 1 for holding a piece or 2. Okay, so out of this combinations in the options A, B, C, D given, the option B will be the right answer, where A, manipulator arm, is going to be combined with option 3. Then B, our controller, will be combined with option 4, and C, drives, will be combined with 2, and D, gripper, will be combined with the first one. Okay, so option B here, choice B, will be the right answer. So with this, we can know the functions of the particular robot parts. Then we'll go to the next question, question number 109. Drives are also known as what? Okay, obviously, drives are something which are going to actuate the application outside. So they're also known as actuators, which will actuate the output. So option A will be the right answer. Actuators. Drives are also known as actuators. Then we'll go to the next question, question number 110. A radial movement in and out to the manipulator arm is provided by what? Radial movement in and out. So it is not wrist bend, it is not wrist swivel, it is not wrist yaw, it is elbow extension. So radial movement in and out to the manipulator arm is provided by elbow extension. So option A will be the right answer here, elbow extension. Then we'll go to the next question. Question number 111. Which of the following work is done by general purpose robot? Okay. Options are part picking, welding, spray painting, all of the above. Obviously, it can do part picking, it can do welding, it can also do spray painting. So all of the above is the answer here. All the work can be done by general purpose robot. Okay. So your option D, all of the above is the answer. Then we'll go to the next question, question number 112. The following drive is used for lighter class of robot. Now, lighter class of robot does not require hydraulic drive, does not require electric drive. The lighter class of robot can use pneumatic drive. So here option A will be the right answer, pneumatic drive. Okay. Then we'll go to the next question. Internal state sensors are used for measuring dash of the end effector. So options are either they are used for measuring position, or they are used for measuring position and velocity, or they are used for measuring velocity and acceleration, or they are used for measuring position, velocity and acceleration. So internal state sensors can measure its position, can measure its velocity, can measure its acceleration. So option D will be the right answer here, position, velocity, and acceleration. Then we'll go to the next question. In which of the following operations continuous path system, continuous way system is used? Option A is pick and place. So pick and place is a definite from one point to another point work. Loading and unloading is also from one point to another point work. Continuous welding, where a continuous path system is required. Okay, so here out of these four options, a continuous welding will be the right answer. So in which of the following operations continuous path system is used? It is continuous welding. So option C, a continuous welding, is the right answer. Then we'll go to the next question, question number 115. What is the name for information sent from robot sensor to the robot controller? Okay. Now, if you see the thing, robot sensor, if it is here, this is going to sense sensor. This can be a external sensor, which can give you information on external environmental surroundings, or it can be a internal sensor which can give the status of what is the speed, velocity, position of the robot, and this is going to give things to the controller. Okay, so this is going to give to the controller. Okay, now this is going to use status of internal and external conditions. That means it is giving a feedback, it is giving a feedback to the controller. So out of these four options, temperature, pressure, feedback, and signal, option C will be the right answer. It is giving a feedback, it is giving the status of what is the external or internal condition of the robot. So here option C, feedback, will be the right answer. Then we'll go to the next question. Which of the following premises is least likely to include operational robots? So out of the given options, which are least means very likely, very least used, very less used. Okay. A car showroom can use robots. Private homes can use robots. Hospitals can use robots. Factories can use robots. But out of this, private homes will use it less. So it is the least likely to include operational robots. So private homes almost does not include operational robots, but even if it uses, it is using it very least as compared to car showroom, hospitals, and factories. So option B will be the right answer here, private homes. Next question, which of the following is the exact name for space inside that a robot unit operates? So the unit in which a robot unit operates, the place in which, the space in which the robot unit operates is called as work envelope. So the envelope inside which the robot unit operates. So option C will be the right answer, work envelope. Then we'll go to the next question. Which of the following refers to the usage of compressed gases to drive the robot device? So after these four options, photosensitive, hydraulic, piezoelectric, and pneumatic, compressed gases is used in a process which is pneumatic. Okay, so option D will be the right answer here, pneumatic. So pneumatic basics, if you see, a pneumatic system like any other air powered system needs five things to work. It starts with the compressor which generates the compressed air. This is then moved to a reservoir which stores the air. Valves then control the airflow, and circuits control the valves moving the air between the paths that need it. Finally, an actuator uses the air to do something. Okay, that is what the pneumatic basis is. So here the option pneumatic will be the right answer. Then we'll go to the next question. Which of the following statement is correct about the implementation of robotic system? Robotics could prevent a business from ending. Implementation of robots can create new jobs for a business. Implementation of robots can save existing jobs for a business. All these options are true. So all of these will be the right answer here. So option D, all of the above things are true in case of implementation of robotic system. Okay. Thank you, students.